7:06 p.m. I guess everybody comes at 7 p.m. Today was not it. Today the day was just my family came over, cousins came over. It was all like, hey, like, what you been up to? What you doing? Oh my gosh, what are we gonna do for New Year's? What are we drinking? Like, it was all fun and games until they left, and it was just kind of like silent and my own thoughts. And I think that's the hard part. I don't think it's going to the gym. It's kind of like, all right, let's get back into it. Let's get back to going to the gym, waking up early. And it's just you're lazy. It comes down to like you being lazy. And this morning I woke up early, went to go do laundry. And I was just like, there's not a laundromat. I don't have like a dryer and a cleaner at my apartment. And I was just like, I felt shitty already because I had a discussion with my dad this morning because I forgot to pay their electric bill. And then they cut it off, and then it was like $200 to reconnect it. And I'm like, fuck, now I need to pay him $200 for reconnecting it. And it's like, I'm wasting money for no fucking reason because I knew I had to pay the electric bill, but I had to like, I used to pay the electric bill, but I moved out, so I had to put his card information. I didn't have his card information, so it's just kind of like I totally forgot. It was Christmas, I was getting ready, and then I got hungover, and then it was the day after, and then I was just like, my cousins were here, so I was hanging out with them, and then it's like, I just totally forgot. That's what happens when you don't have a schedule and when you don't look at it and stick to it. Aside from that, it's just money going to waste. Now I had to work a little bit more this week to pay my dad those $200. Guys, keep in mind, I only work to pay my bills and to pay my groceries. If I have money to spare, I will buy myself clothes. And I splurged a little bit on Christmas. So it's kind of like this month I'm going to really have to like work more, you know. January and work a little bit more to pay my dad those $200. I can't splurge, which I don't fucking mind. But still, it pisses me off because I put myself in the situation to work more, and I get to work less on my my YouTube and stuff like that. But anyway, so I went to the laundromat, and it was 6 a.m. I forgot to bring the soap. I'm like, how the fuck am I gonna wash my clothes without soap? Then there was soap at the laundromat. I put in $1, fucking stole my dollar. Nothing came out. I was like, okay, you should say it doesn't work so you don't steal people's money. Anyway, they stole my $1. I was like, fucking great. I go to Walmart. Thankfully, I went early in the morning, like at 7, that there was no traffic. So I went, came back. Now I have soap in my car, just in case I forget one day. Washed my clothes, finished around like 8. I was like, should I go to the gym? I get home and I'm like, I'm just still feeling pretty shitty that I let this happen, which I need to let it go, but it just happened. Whatever, bro. Whatever. I was just feeling pretty shitty. Damn. And you're gonna have those days. Fuck them. Fuck them. Really fuck those days. And then I was also just like, it's just about your thoughts. It's just like, am I good enough? Is this even gonna fucking work? And in my mind, no matter how bad it is, I never think about giving up. I never even joke about it, or just like, you know, when you have anger and you kind of just like, no, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, you know, you say things you don't mean. I never ever say that I'm gonna give up. Nope, never say it. I never even joke about it, no matter how angry I am. I just say I'm gonna keep going. I'm not gonna give up. When you lose hope, it's kind of like you're fucked. You've lost everything. Because when you have nothing, literally have nothing. You don't have your dream job yet. You don't have your dream car. You don't have your dream apartment. You don't live where you want to live. You haven't retired your parents. Like, you have nothing but hope and delusion that this will work. And that's the only thing that will keep you going. And for me, I'm happy. I'm happy when I think about, oh my gosh, like when I have my car, oh my gosh, like when this happens. Like, that's what gets me going. That's what makes me fucking happy. Hold on. Someone texted me on Instagram and I gotta text them back. Bro, what the fuck? Don't you just hate it when you log into it and I'm like, oh, they probably texted me an hour ago. They texted me 1 minute ago. Like, why couldn't, I swear I saw someone texted me like more than a minute ago. But anyway, just wake up at 6 a.m., do my workout, and then shower, drink 3 bottles of water before I left the house because I was really trying to get my water intake. I was obsessed with being really skinny, and that's what I would do. Yeah, I had an eating disorder or whatever. But, whatevs. I was talking to my cousin, and she said she feels lost. And I remember right after high school, I felt fucking lost. I felt like I was a failure. I felt like I wasn't going to achieve my dreams. I felt like I didn't know where I was going. One advice, just do it. Just fucking do it. Because the thing is that you haven't done enough for you to know where to go. So you got to do stuff. You got to try stuff. And you might think that's a waste of time. People will tell you that's a waste of time. Learning is not a waste of time. It's not. It's experience. You get experience. You get to learn. You don't know what you don't know. And you can't just listen to people say, oh, do this, oh, do that, and then you'll learn. No, you have to do it on your own. You have to do it yourself. There is no other way. The quicker you do it, the quicker you start, the quicker you learn, the quicker you just do it, the more you'll learn, and the quicker you'll be at it, and the quicker you'll know where to go. Turns out she was scared. She was scared to reach out. She was scared to take that opportunity. I'm like, don't be afraid to look desperate looking for a job. Don't be afraid to actually like tell people, hey, I'm ready to learn. I'm willing to do what it takes. Yes, people will take advantage of you, but in the beginning, you have to realize people will take advantage of you, but just make sure to get everything out of that. Make sure to learn as much as you can because they think you're so stupid that you don't know they're taking advantage of you. Make sure to like get a little bit more, learn a little bit more, ask more questions, be a little bit more annoying, want to learn, want to absorb as much as you can. Be a fucking sponge, I'm telling you, and you will learn a lot. I've learned a lot at the pizzeria that I've been working, where they get the supplies, when they get the supplies, who they call to get the wines, how much the wines are, how much the sauce is, the ingredients to the pizza, when they make the dough, how they make the dough, why they do certain things to the dough, the garlic, the slices, all like even I talk to clients about marketing and stuff like customer service because I wanted to learn. I was actually curious, like, how does this work? What if I were to run this pizzeria, let's say, and I would ask questions as if tomorrow maybe the owner's gone and he wants to sell it. I'm like, okay, I'm willing to just run it for you. If you just let me give me this experience, I will work just however you're paying me. But that's what in my mind, that's what I was going to work for. I was like, imagine I get to be the owner. So I would act according to what should I know if I was the owner. So stuff like that, but we don't think about it. We're like, oh, it's a 9 to 5. Okay, but would you know how to run a place like that? Do you know who's the manager, how they manage things, all these little things we don't even think about because you're like, oh no, it's a 9 to 5, it's a 9 to 5. Okay, but learn about the 9 to 5. Maybe you end up wanting to open the same business or being there, open a coffee shop next to them, open a pizzeria across the street from them. You might think, I don't have any talent. Right, you don't. So you don't have any talent. So what I would recommend is you work on yourself. And like I said, it's not that it takes a long time. I think you can be in shape in 3 to 6 months if you do it every day consistently and put in the work. But it takes me or anybody 3 to 6 months to even start because you procrastinate, because you think you need a gym, because you just overthink it, you're lazy, you don't show up, you're distracted, and that's why you fuck up. And that's why we don't have the dream body. That's why you don't have the dream body. That's why I don't have my dream body. Because we don't try our best. We procrastinate to start. Just do it. Just start. Because now I know where to go. Now I know what I want to do because I did so many other things that I'm like, all right, this is what I want to do. This is why I know I want to do YouTube because I did other things that I was like, oh, no, that's not it. That's not for me. That's not for me. This is for me. This is so interesting. I want to keep learning. I want to keep going. If you are bored, if you're not curious about that thing you want to do, you're not going to do good in it because you're not curious. When you're curious, you ask questions, you want to learn. You will willingly spend your time to just learn about it. Maybe going to college, that isn't for you. I don't know, working at a pizzeria, having a 9 to 5. If that's not for you, you have to do other things to learn if you want to do that or not, if you want to pursue it or not. It's not a waste of time learning. It's not a waste of time trying things. The more you try, the more you know. Like in high school and middle school, I did K9. I took care of dogs. I did orchestra, I did guitar, I did the drums, I did art class, I did 3D art, I did pottery, which is ceramics, I did culinary, which is like cooking and baking. I tried out for the cheerleading team, but got made fun of. I did track, like all these little things, and I know a lot about a lot of things. So because when I was doing it, I was like, oh, I'm curious about this. Let me look this up and look this up. So I know a little bit about everything, and I'm like, you know what? I don't like this. I don't like this. I like this. I don't like this. Because I did so much from an early age. And I remember my dad telling me, you have to stick to one thing. You have to stick to one thing. But why would you stick to one thing when you're young, when you don't even know what you want? You are a kid. You want to learn. At least I was very curious about a lot of things, and I wanted to try it firsthand. I didn't just want to listen to somebody say, oh, look at this. This is fun. This is what I do. Like, no, I wanted to try it. So I did it, and I like it, and maybe I don't like it. But I just recommend you to not stick to one thing unless you know that you want to do that for the rest of your life. I recommend you to experiment and don't waste your time starting. Just do it. Start tomorrow. You want to go to the gym? Okay, just literally start doing push-ups at home. 2-3 years I was working out at home. I didn't go to a gym. And then I got out of high school. I was 19. I was like, you know what? I think I want to go to the gym. I was so scared to go to the gym. That was like facing social anxiety. And then after I was like, you know what? I have social anxiety. Let me fix it. Looked into how to fix it. I wanted to be more confident, looked into that. And every day I just kept evolving and becoming better myself. Now that I am very confident, I'm self-aware, I'm working on myself and self-development, I know where I want to go. I know things that you don't know because you probably you're scared, you're taking a long time to just do it. I'm not. I like to take risks. I like to do things. I like to experiment. I'm curious. And some people don't know things. Or maybe a lot of people say, oh, you're young, you're dumb. Like, the more you do at a young age, I think the smarter and more aware you become, the more knowledge you'll have. So the more you do, the more you'll know. But remember, you don't know what you don't know, if that makes sense. At least I was half-assing everything. I was like, I'll do this, I'll do that. I wanted to do art, I wanted to do pottery, I wanted to paint, and then I wanted to look aesthetic. I wanted to do Instagram, but I wanted to do YouTube, and I wanted to do TikTok. And then I was like, oh, I can do Pinterest. And I was looking into all of these things. I wasn't focusing on one thing. I did Pinterest. Then I did YouTube for a while. Then I did TikTok for a while. Then I did Instagram. And then I'm like, you know what? I can't do all of these at the same time. Let me stick to two. I stuck to TikTok and YouTube. Then I was like, you know what? I want to stick to YouTube only. So now it's just like YouTube. But I learned what I really liked, what app I really liked by doing all of them, by actually just doing it. Not just saying, which one should I do? Let me look up a video. Let me look up a tutorial. And then you get stuck planning when and how you're going to do it. When you plan, you're planning to not fail. You say, you know what, I'm going to do this so it doesn't go wrong here, it doesn't go wrong here. And either way, even if you plan it, something will go wrong. You'll bump into the problems very early on, and you'll be able to learn quickly, and you're going to be like, okay, so now I just need this, I need that, I need this. And you'll just be molding your path better than just taking months and years to plan out. Coming from a 22-year-old who barely has any experience, but just I learned from the little things, so I'm able to do the big things, if that makes sense. Honestly, I think I'm pretty now because of the confidence and aura that I've gained within. Not from the outside, within. I actually like myself from within. Like, I like who I am. There's certain things that, of course, I want to work on, but I actually like who I am, so it reflects on the outside. I think I was ugly. I felt ugly, and it just reflected the way I spoke, the way I took care of myself. That's why I think I have the right to speak on confidence and just glowing up and having this aura. Because I walk into a room and I'm overdressed. I used to hate being overdressed. I used to hate people looking at me. I used to overthink, like, what if I'm overdressed? Like, what if I'm trying too hard? Bitch, I don't give a fuck. You're underdressed. You didn't put in the effort. Not my fucking fault. That's how I think about it now. But before I used to think, damn, like, I'm overdressed. Like, people are going to think I'm trying too hard. They're going to be jealous of me, or they're going to hate me because, like, maybe I look better than them, and I'm not going to be able to talk to them. They're not going to talk to me. And then when people didn't talk to me, I always thought, they don't like me. They think I'm ugly. Now I think, damn, they're intimidated by me. You know what I mean? It comes from within. it's the mindset that you have about yourself that really changes the way you live your life. It took years of isolation. I used to have friends. I don't think we had the same goals, and I would try to fit into their circle, into their interests, but for some reason I fit in, but I was just like not there. I was kind of like, is this what fitting in is? Like, I'm not happy. I wish I could be doing something else, like something more fun. I don't know, riding bikes. Like, I always thought there was more to life than just whatever they were doing. They wanted to go out, they wanted to go eat. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't have money. Like, how can I make money? How can I be rich? Like, how can I retire my parents? Because from an early age, my parents had money problems, financial problems. They had immigration problems. They had like I saw big problems, and I was the second oldest. So it's kind of like I had to translate papers. I had to see what they were going through. They told me what they were going through. I had to see my mom suffering, going to work, being fired, being humiliated. And all these things they just stuck with me, and I couldn't relate to the kids my age. I couldn't, because they hadn't seen what I had seen. And I was just like, I can't waste my time going to the fucking movies. I can't waste my time going to like dances, the fucking graduation, like all these things. I was just like, that's pointless. It's pointless. I don't see the point in it. And like I said, from an early age, I started doing what I wanted, not what people wanted me to do. Till this day, I don't regret some things that I've done. And if I do regret them, I'm like, fuck, like it was my fault, and I move on. I move on pretty quickly. But everybody's starting to leave the gym, so I think I'm gonna head in, gonna go to workout. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. 안녕하세요. By the way, that's Korean. I watch K-dramas, and I just think like that's such a cute outro. 안녕하세요.